Hey everybody, welcome back to flatcapeurotalk here, and today we're going to be talking about Gianluca Scamacca, and it's kind of crazy. I thought I had already done this video a while back, but then I took a look at the archives and realized we hadn't actually talked about Scamacca yet. So certainly somebody that definitely we should be taking a look at as a backup striker, probably one of the more realistic maybe backup striker options that I actually see us going for. I know we all want Charles de Ketelaere, but with Scamacca, it does seem a bit more realistic with how maybe Paratici and Conte might work. But let's take a look at what Scamacca could offer. He is born and from Rome, Italy, and was born on the 1st. So he's a New Year's baby and born in Rome and as well born in 1999. I must say, the coolest birthday as well as one of the coolest places to be born. Striker, of course, stands at according to Wikipedia, everybody, he stands at 6 feet 5 inches, which I think is kind of crazy. His youth career was over at Lazio and Roma and PSV, so he actually had some pretty established, youth academies, especially Roma's, I believe, is decent, and then PSV Eindhoven's, we all know, is quality. Valued at 27 million pounds. 2024 is, or it's actually 2026. Excuse me, that is a typo. Is the year that his contract expires, but perhaps maybe a 30 million pound bid is maybe what they might listen to. But let's take a look at the stats, everybody. When it comes to Scamacca, we're going to be comparing him to all of forwards in Serie A. I didn't want to compare him to all of the forwards in Europe's top five leagues because he is more of a poacher. He is more of kind of a big man, and perhaps we'll look at the highlights later. But I have a feeling he could be somewhat of like a Fernando Llorente, kind of for Spurs. Definitely a big Llorente replacement, which would be glorious. I mean, we've had a lot of success with those sort of strikers in the past. Let's just take a look at some of the stats from FBref. His goals minus XG, which is basically, taking all the goals you actually scored and then subtracting the XG from your actual goal scored. So he scored 16 goals, and then the XG said that he would have scored 10. So 16 minus 10, and then that put him in the 96th percentile, so in the top 4 percentile of all forwards when it came to that stat. So basically just shows that he really takes his chances when they are given to him. Shots on target, 1.51 per 90. That puts him in the top 9 percentile there of all forwards in the Serie A. Sorry, I might have said Europe's top five leagues. It's Serie A that I'm talking about. And also everybody, 16 goals and 0 assists. And only one of them was a penalty, by the way, as well. Ariel's 67th percentile of the Serie A for all forwards, but he does have a very high percentage of aerials won. I would imagine if he is that tall, I would hope that he has a high percentage. In terms of touches, though, this might have to do with the way Sassuolo play, but he doesn't really have that many touches. Doesn't really have that many great passes, or creative, stats or anything. Kind of hard to work with. And even with the touches that he does get, in a game, he doesn't really do very much with them. So there might be a hint that he is more of a just a big man that you can kind of hit the ball up to, and he can put the goals away. But maybe he's not much more than that, and needs maybe a bit more developing to his game. Pressure is also a bit concerning, not very high there per 90, and also this is again, not a very good ranking there. And then key passes, which is a pass that leads directly to a shot on goal, not very decent in that regard either. But I'm going to keep my faith in, maybe thinking that a lot of this has to do with how Sassuolo play and maybe how they're like maybe using Scamacca. I would say just quickly, like what is interesting about his stats is that I think this season he's played 36 matches. I think he had 25 starts. So in 25 starts, 16 goals. And then I think last season he had 15 starts in the Serie A and scored 8 goals and 2 assists. So and grabbed 2 assists as well. So might say that he has taken his opportunities when given to him. And perhaps if he wants that role as a backup striker, could be exactly the move that maybe Spurs should take a look at. But let's take a look at this guy. And we're already seeing some quick feet for a big man, which is definitely a man after my own heart for sure. Lovely. He actually does have the tackers. He might be becoming one of my favorite players, hence why I wore the Jovic kit today. Love it. Oh, showing the weight room. You love to see it. Decent finish. Large man finish. He also has incredible tats. Like his tattoos are absolutely sick. A bit of an odd goal. That's a lovely ball. Big ping pass. Nice pass there from Scamacca. Oh, nasty. He's got decent hold up play. This is the goal that was one of the goals of the season. This is the goal that was one of the goals of the season. I remember this goal. I was watching this game, in fact. It was absolute banger. Still a stunner. One of my favorite goals of the season, I'll be honest. Of all of the games I've just seen in general football this year, loved that goal. Big man. There you go. Big man finish there. That's what we want to see. I'm actually kind of just seeing just such a large player like this, just knocking about, getting the goals like this. I kind of like the idea of him as a backup striker because you would just love to, what a finish. You would love to see him being brought on to maybe to help out Harry Kane in certain games. Maybe especially last minute, kitchen sink time. I mean, he could really help us out. And it looks like his hold up play is not bad at all, and his finishing is absolutely ruthless. Which would it be explained? I mean, we looked at the stats earlier. I mean, his finishing is ruthless. Lovely. It's got cheeky kind of hold up play. That's a dirty touch. That is a dirty touch. I'm actually loving this highlight reel. I love Scamacca so far. That's absolutely it's disgusting. It's just you just feel like football. These sort of strikers are dying breed now. They're just so hard to find these days. Down the middle as well. It's just nasty. Berardi there. Just nice little tap ins. God, he really does. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm loving it. He just gets the easy goals for you. He's just tapping after tapping after tapping. This is getting it's almost a nice cool down from the really absolutely filthy highlights from earlier. That's a lovely back heel. That's disgusting. Um, I really like his sort of like one touch hold up play. What he does, he's not going to really do. Looks like the wow, that's disgusting. Like he's not going to do the ping passing that someone like a Harry Kane would, and it doesn't look like he's too slow either there. But I don't think he's going to be burning anybody in behind. I just love to see that strength. And his yeah, I enjoy his first touch and his hold up play. He doesn't exactly do a lot with the ball according to the stats, but I must say this highlight reel does show that he does have a decent touch on him and at least a good first touch sort of hold up play. Likes the back heel and whatnot. And nice to see. But I'm not sure if he's gonna be threading the balls in behind like Harry Kane can. The trouble is though with Scamacca is that last season, right? He clearly took the opportunities he was given. 15 starts, 8 goals, 2 assists. This season, obviously took the opportunities he was given and is kind of getting a bit of a name for himself. Does he really make that step up to the Premier League? And would he make that step up to being a backup striker? Or does he want to continue with Sassuolo? To be fair, though, I would suggest to him that he maybe move up in the Serie A, because I don't know how much better Sassuolo will be next season. Not sure how many of their players they'll be keeping. They do have some decent players, but they could have still finished a bit higher if you ask me if you look at the league table. So it's a bit of an interesting one, I think, with Scamacca here. So let me know what you guys think, everybody. Scamacca, is he really worth it, for that backup striker role? He is not going to be super cheap. He's going to be around 30 million, I think, 27 million pounds, according to Transfermarkt. I don't expect us to be able to get some sort of like deal like 19 million, 20 million. That's not, related to the actual evaluation. So it's going to be an interesting one. Like, is he really worth that price? But he is one for the future. He'd be like a young Llorente, which I think plenty of people will be happy to see. A young Llorente as the backup striker. But that'll be all for now. Do let me know in the comments what you think of Scamacca. As always, do drop that like button on your way out. Hit that sub button if you're new, and I will be seeing you.